Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video on this email marketing series. And in this video, I'm going to explain you how you can get above 25% from your email marketing revenue, right? So still a lot of D2C brands, they're below 15% or 20% regarding the email marketing revenue. And these things, which I'm going to explain, these are actually very basic and fundamental stuff that still a lot of people, they don't follow in their store. So let me get started with explaining what actually happens if you increase your total email revenue. So let's say you're doing $400,000 with your store every month and your email revenue is 7% from your emails. And that means you're generating $68,000 from emails alone, right? So on the bigger picture, if you're doing 27% from emails, then you're generating $104,000 just from emails. Now, just look at how much money you're leaving in the table, right? So you have to be able to get at least 25%, minimum 25%. A lot of D2C brands are getting 30 and 40% from emails, but 25% is bare minimum, right? So you have to reach there. And once you do that, once you improve everything, then 100% you're going to get to 30%, right? Now, let me get started with what actually increases your email revenue. That is list growth, right? So if your email revenue is lower than 25%, then this is for you. List growth, pop-up forms, and how will you target these pop-ups on different funnels for a higher submit rate, right? See, if you are not growing your email list on your Klaviyo account or whatever platform you're using, then you won't generate more money. That's the basic stuff, right? So let's say you got 4 people submitting their emails on your Klaviyo, on your site, and then only one of them converts and your product price is $32, so you generate $32, right? Now just imagine these many people submit email in your site and around 6 people buy your product. That means you're getting $192, right? Just see the difference in how much revenue you're collecting just because of the list growth, right? The more emails you collect, the more emails you can send to people, your more people send emails to, and that's how you generate more revenue. So your pop-ups are like the number one thing after deliverability, all right? The number one thing that will drive you more email revenue. So you have to focus on building proper funnels that is going to convert, that is going to generate you higher submit rates. Normally what I'm seeing with these stores having lower email revenue, their submit rate is around 5-6%, right? So you want to get to around 15 to 18% of pop-up submit rate. So how do you do that, right? So if you're someone struggling with this, if you go and see your pop-ups, then I'm sure it's fucking worse. You're just saying get 10% off, right? Something like that. And there's no personalization. There's no interactivity. The whole pop-up UI is fucked up, right? So what you can do is, there's one platform called Alia, right? It's called Alia, right? And you can just put it in your Shopify and build the pop-up in Shopify app itself, right? So this to emails pop-up like this, you can create it's in like Klaviyo itself, but for something like this, you have to use Alia. Just see like if you compare the pop-up that you're using right now on your store and compare with these two, then I'm sure like you're gonna find a huge difference, right? So if you have a complex funnel, like if you're running products to different avatars, testing avatars every time, then I recommend you to use a quiz form, right? So why? Because just think about this, right? So if you're running a product to 4 different avatars, A1, A2, A3, and A4, and on your quiz form, you're asking for a problem, like what problem are you generally suffering from? And you are targeting those 4 avatars, then this is going to be more personalized for them, right? So the more personalized it is, the more they're going to interact with it, right? And that's how you increase your submit rate in this kind of complex funnel. So normal list is for like subscription DTC brands. A lot of them do these kind of funnels. So if you're someone like that, then please do run quiz form. Or you can even use Alia because it has like a lot of inbuilt templates on these kind of pop-ups, right? And for like a single product store or general store, you can use something like this. Try your luck, scratch below to see what you win, scratcher, right? So this one is like really interactive. Even like brands like IamIt and a lot of brands are using this kind of pop-up right now. And it's very trendy. And I'm sure this is going to 2x or 2.5x your current submit rate. I'm 100% sure because I've done this to a lot of my clients and the pop-up just skyrocketed. Submit rate, right? It just skyrocketed. It was like 3x the times we were doing earlier. So if you just use this, then I'm sure you're gonna grow the list in huge number, right? And there's the other thing. So if you're using this kind of funnel and you are using these quiz answers, then actually you can segment them differently. You can create different segments in Klaviyo itself. So let's say for convenience, for clean eating, nutrition, and something else, or you put something, right? You can create different segment for each of these answers. So once you do that, you can send targeted campaigns and flow messages. For each of these segment, you can send different messages. For clean eating, you send different messages. For nutrition, you send different messages. So the more targeted your message is, the more engagement you get, and the more engagement you get, you get more conversions, right? So if you're just batch and blasting your emails and you're doing like different avatars, then you're missing out a lot of money and you're also like fucking up with deliverability, right? So please follow this if you are someone with the complex funnel. And the other thing that will help you drive more email revenue is recovering more revenue from abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, right? So these two flows, except from the welcome series, I don't even consider welcome series as email marketing. But again, welcome series, it does help build a different kind of trust and different kind of mindset on the customer's perspective towards the brand, right? So abandoned cart and abandoned checkout, these has to be like after welcome series top performing flows. Generally for me and what I've seen, these two are the most converting flows after welcome series, right? So with these, I've seen people doing 5 RPR, like revenue per recipient, right? Like $5, $4. On average, it's like $2.5, but people do generate a lot of revenue from this. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this, right? So with these kind of flows, you don't want to just design one simple flow and just keep it for like 2 fucking years, right? You keep on want to be tasting this every week. Just keep tasting different stuff, what works, what hits people. You don't realize like even the simplest copies actually convert more for these kind of emails, right? So do more A/B tests. We do weekly A/B tests in our agency just to see what works more. So here's an example of what we did earlier this week, right? So as you can see, like before our click rate was 3.85% on our abandoned checkout email 1. Same with the abandoned cart, right? It was similar. And then if you see the difference with the other email, the variation B that we did A/B test, just see the difference, right? 12% click rate. That's fucking amazing. Like I didn't see like normal DTC brands doing 12%, having 12% click rate in like normal abandoned checkout emails. So before we used to like use design-based emails on our checkout email 1, but then this one of our fellow agency guy, he mentioned us this simple hack of using text-based email, right? And that simple email actually changed the whole game. I don't know how this is working. I'm still figuring out why people are actually interested in engaging with this simple copy. So I'm just going to show it to you, right? Subject line, order pending, simple as fuck. Hi, first name. It's John, the co-founder of Store Name. Just saw you left your order incomplete. Got any questions before you complete your order? I'd love to personally help you out. Just hit reply and let me know. I'll get back to you ASAP. Simple as that. Before it was so complex. I feel like people, they're more hooked towards these kind of simple messages as it's easy to read because it has higher reliability, and this helps engage these abandoners more. So yeah, keep A/B testing with these emails, right? And yeah, if it works, then you're generating more revenue. And again, the pop-up thing applies here too, right? So just imagine like if you have 4 people submitted email and 1 abandoned checkout, and then you can only send email to 1 person, right? But if these many people submitted the email, if you have a higher submit rate in your pop-up, then you can actually target more people. So the more people you can target, the more there is a higher chance for you to generate more email revenue. So again, like pop-up and all these flows, it comes hand in hand. The other thing that a lot of brands, they don't still do, it's SMS marketing. I see a lot of brands, they're not doing SMS marketing and just leaving this flow and just doing batch and blasting with campaigns. But if you just include SMS marketing, and this is like the highest ROI channel that you can get. It's higher ROI than emails, right? So you can get extra 4% to 6% just from SMS alone. This is result of one of our clients whom we generated like $5,000 in a single month. And it was 4% from just like text messages, right? So we just send weekly or bi-weekly. Normally we do bi-weekly SMS campaigns because you don't want to just irritate these customers by sending SMS campaigns, and include SMS in flows for abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, and welcome flow, right? On the emails. In Klaviyo, what you can do is after each email, you can send, you can place an SMS text marketing. You can do that, right? But for this, again, in pop-up, you have to ask them to enter the number 2 with their email. And the last one, this one is the most important one, then the pop-up, right? If your deliverability, your domain deliverability is fucked, then this is not going to work for you, right? If all your emails, they land on like spam or promotion tab, then people are not even going to view your email. And if they're not going to view your email, you're not going to convert them, right? So make sure you're using platforms like Google Postmaster, because Klaviyo or other platforms, they don't actually do a proper analytics of Gmail domain, right? So you want to use Google Postmaster to see exactly what's the sender or domain reputation is like for your email domain, and use this third-party app. It's called Clock app. You can see a lot of things like which country people are. Sometimes what happens is you are not even running ads on like countries, and those countries actually like do a lot of spam complaint to your emails. I think it's direct traffic, so you can use Clock app to see what's happening and just exclude these people from your list, right? If your deliverability is way like fucked up, like you have been using your domain from way back, and your deliverability is very bad, then I suggest you not waste your time on improving it and just buy a secondary domain for email marketing. You don't have to change your whole store domain. You just can buy a secondary domain on Shopify or something else for your email marketing and just use it, right? And warm it up and you're good to go. And then again, send campaigns to engage people and remove the non-buyers who hasn't engaged with the email. So if there are a lot of non-buyers, you're sending emails to them and they're not even opening the email or not engaging with email, then just remove them from the list. It's like users to keep them. So keep your list clean, hygiene, and then your Klaviyo cost is also going to go down. So hope you like this video. And if you want to learn more things like this, you can follow me on my IG and then just subscribe and like the video. Thank you.